All right, let's get to Megan here, who we helped last week with a texting tutor. We somewhat helped her. It's actually the first time I think we've done a texting tutor and said, you know what, let's just check back with you Monday to see if we really got to do a texting tutor. Hey, Megan, for those that didn't hear on Friday, what was going on with your daughter and this flower dress and the cousin?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the long and short of it was my daughter was in my cousin's wedding, and it was this past weekend, and the flower girl dress that she had me get was highly inappropriate for a 5-year-old. And so that was our dilemma last we spoke.
And she sent us a picture of this dress. You want to explain it again? Because it really was highly inappropriate for a 5-year-old.
Yeah, so she didn't send us the actual flower girl dress with her daughter in it. She sent us the adult version of the dress with a model in it. And it's just because it's extremely low cut and it has like this sheer panel in the front. But, you know, for a 5-year-old to wear something low cut, it just doesn't.
Not cool.
It wasn't cool. And she felt it was inappropriate. And, you know, Megan's the mom and she didn't want her daughter to wear that dress. And so she wanted us to text the cousin, AKA the bride, and say, hey, not comfortable with my daughter wearing this. But we were like, you know, bride's in panic mode because the wedding's a couple of days away. How about you just go ahead and alter the dress so you are comfortable and your daughter is comfortable wearing it. And then, you know, show up to the wedding and then it is what it is. And she'll just have to get over it.
The strategy was to let's not even tip her off. Let's beg for forgiveness if we have to, but let's not tip her off because if she says absolutely not, and then you show up with this altered dress, then we got all sorts of conflicts. So let's just play stupid on this whole thing. So you went to the wedding? You went to the wedding?
And to be fair, you know, she was in bride mode and it was a few days away. So we thought this was the best. And I did too, and so I did that. I took it to get altered. The seamstress did such a great job. Like, it looked perfect. It was just more, you know, conservative, but it still had the same kind of look.
Continue.
So my daughter looks so angelic and she's beautiful and she's doing everything right and just the perfect little flower girl. And so I was looking at my cousin to see what her reaction was. She seemed fine. So I thought that all was well.
Because I would be the same way. Like if, you know, my daughter was in the wedding, I'd be, of course, looking at her and how cute she is. But knowing that you had altered the dress without telling the bride, I would 1,000% be scoping out the bride's face to be like, all right, is she going to be mad, angry? But you said she didn't seem like she was bothered in the least?
No, okay. I couldn't tell at all until halfway through the reception, she quietly calls me over to talk to her and berates me for changing the dress, saying that I don't trust her judgment, and she's really upset with me.
So what was your response to that?
I tried to explain to her that I, as the mom, had to make a decision and that I love her dearly as my cousin, but I have to be a mom first. And this day and age with so many photos and the internet, I just had to make sure that she was not overexposed.
And how did she react to that?
She basically said that I had ruined her vision for the wedding. Like, that was so painful to hear.
Oh, that's a bit much.
Oh, God.
Right.
Without a hit.
It's
this
such a
one tiny part.
It's such a bridezilla thing to say.
Right.
So much.
Ruined my vision.
If I'm at my wedding reception and the one thing I'm harping on is a small change made to the flower girl's dress, please punch me in the face because I should have more fun things to be doing than to be snitching on somebody.
Is there a possibility that just in the heat of the thing, she's so stressed out, she's got a little buzz in her now at the reception, that a few days later it won't be that big a deal?
I wish, but apparently it was such a big deal that she went complaining to my aunt, her mom, who came up to us and said it would be better if we could just go ahead and leave.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
I'm serious. I was shocked. And my daughter was like heartbroken. She heartbroken. She was like, Mom, we have not danced yet. I didn't have any cake. Like, why are we having to leave? It was so awful and awkward over what I think is so minor.
I would have been happy to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
If you're going to treat me like that over this, I mean, I feel for my daughter, obviously not being able to enjoy herself, but I would have gladly left.
And if we had talked to her beforehand, she would have kicked the the flower girl out of the wedding.
All right, so we promised you that we would text her after the wedding if this was the case. So sometime over the next couple of days, we will reach out back to you and we will start that texting tutor and we will try to make it right retroactively, okay?
Yeah, I mean, it was so painful. Of course, we haven't spoken since then. She's on her honeymoon, I guess, and I just after they treated us that way, not really wanting to talk to her, to be honest.
There's a good chance she gets back from the honeymoon. Everything's fine. She's like, okay, I overreacted to that whole thing. I was stressed out during the day, but that's when we'll text her, okay?
I hope so. Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you in a little bit.
The Bert Show.